people often ask us, where does the fluoride come from that they add to the drinking water? And I'm afraid the sad response is, an accurate response is, it is not pharmaceutical grade fluoride. It's not the same kind of fluoride that we get in toothpaste or other dental products. Why don't they use pharmaceutical grade? It would be too expensive to use pharmaceutical grade. Okay, so what do they use? They use a waste product, a hazardous waste product from the phosphate fertilizer industry. For about 100 years, the process for making soluble phosphate to use as a fertilizer is to take insoluble phosphate rock, dig up that rock, and then add concentrated sulfuric acid. And that reaction between those two chemicals puts off two very toxic gases, hydrogen fluoride, HF, and silicon tetrafluoride, SiF4. And over the 100 years, many examples of severe poisoning of the local environment. The fluoride gases and dust falls on the grass, the cows eat the grass, it cripples the cows, ruins the teeth and so on, and the EPA required the phosphate fertilizer industry to put a scrubber on, a spray of water. And that spray of water converts these two gases, hydrogen fluoride and silicon tetrafluoride, to a new substance called hexafluorosilicic acid, H2SiF6. Now, this is where we get to the bizarre point. They can't dump this scrubbing liquor containing hexafluorosilicic acid into the sea by international law. They can't dump it locally because it's far too concentrated and corrosive. But if they sell it to somebody, if somebody is willing to buy this, it becomes a product. Under hazardous waste regulations, if the chemical industry can sell a hazardous waste product, it then becomes a product. And for the chemical industry, that makes sense. And for the EPA, it makes sense for industry to be recycling its toxic chemicals rather than dumping them somewhere. But in this case, it doesn't make sense at all, because it allows the public water suppliers, when they buy this stuff, it becomes a product, then they put it in the drinking water, and we're exposed to it with less oversight than there would be if it was treated as a hazardous waste. There's another issue, that the hexafluorosilicic acid has in it, in the process of making it, other contaminants, arsenic, lead, mercury, even traces of radioactive isotopes. And the question to any decision maker in the public is, do you really want trace amounts of these materials, especially when the EPA says about arsenic and lead, there are no safe levels because they are human carcinogens. So any level of arsenic exposure, any level of lead exposure, potentially will increase cancer rates in the United States. And that's why, to many people, it's unpalatable to be drinking what has originated as a hazardous waste product from the phosphate fertilizer industry.
I'm a board-certified neurosurgeon. I've retired from active practice. Now I do primarily theoretical research in neurosciences. There's no modern evidence whatsoever that fluoridating water reduces cavities at all. So you have to ask the question, why are you still fluoridating water? Now, not only does that produce lethargy, apathy, weakness, tiredness in adults, but if you do it in pregnant women, the babies are born with low IQs and they never recover.
We're developing a society because of all of these different toxins known to affect brain function. We're seeing a society that not only has a lot more people of lower IQ, but a lot fewer people of higher IQ. In other words, a dumbing down, a chemical dumbing down of society. So everyone's sort of mediocre. That leaves them dependent on government because they can't excel.
A farmer has 15 sheep and all but 8 died. How many are left? A farmer has 15 sheep and all but 8
Died. Yeah. How many are left?
Oh. They all died, that's what you mean.
Name the month that we get the least sleep.
I want to say December.
July.
July?
January.
February?
She got it right.
Wow.
So tall.
Okay.
All but 8 died.
Okay, all but 8 died.
Yeah.
Oh, but 8 died.
We've got some rather profound problems with fluoridation that are now well documented from laboratories all over the world without any question. For instance, one of them Dr. Varner did out of Europe, in which he looked at 0.5 parts per million, which is half of what's put in water, and found significant death of neurons in the brain and damage to the blood vessels that supply blood to the brain.
Spell psychiatrist. You trying to find Google?
TV. No.
P-S-C-H-Y-C-I-A-S-T.
Oh.
P-S-Y-C-H-I-A-T-R-I-S-T.
And hey now, somebody know how to spell.
P-S-Y-C-H-O-L-O-G-I-S-T.
P-H-Y-S-C-H-I-A-R-T-I-S-T.
P-S-Y... Psychiatrist?
If 8 died, it would have 7 left. But all but 8 died.
Right.
That means they all died, man.
Yet we have a government that is still pushing as hard as they can, using taxpayer money, to get all the water supply in the United States fluoridated. Fluoride reduces reproduction. It influences sperm mobility. When all these things are known and in the scientific literature and peer-reviewed journals, why is the public being kept in the dark? There's only 2 choices you have in this debate. Either they're incredibly stupid and incompetent or criminal, or they're doing it on purpose for a reason, which goes back to the Rockefeller design of human engineering. Oh yes, we may harm a lot of people. We may kill some babies. We may create some new diseases. We may wipe out whole populations at a time. But that's the price we have to pay to create the new vision, the new society.
A truck driver is going down a one-way street the wrong way and passes at least 10 cops. Why is he not caught?
He a construction worker.
These are one of these questions that make me look dumb. Because he's going the other way. He's walking.
Correct. Because he's a cop?
Because all the cops are facing that way.
He's walking.
The 8 sheep were left.
8 sheep was
8 were
left.
left. All but 8 died.
Oh, all but 8 died. That's true. Wow. Okay, that's true.
All right,
We have these people of lower IQ who are totally dependent. Then we have this mass of people who are going to believe anything they're told because they can't really think clearly. And very few people of very high IQ who have good cognitive function who can figure this all out. And that's what they want. So, you can kind of piece it together as to why they are so insistent in spending so many hundreds of millions of dollars of propaganda money to dumb down society.